Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of STARLOG Magazine. This is issue number 141. Look who's on the front. Adventures of Baron Munchausen. I know I probably said it wrong, but that's Terry Gilliam's movie, and I actually liked the movie, but I think it bombed. But we don't know that yet. This is just talking about it before it was released, so yeah, at this time frame no one knows. But we have Leviathan, Amanda Pays. I love Leviathan. Huge Leviathan fan. We have Star Trek 5. Harv Bennett talks about that. I'm a fan of Star Trek 5. When everybody says it's the worst Star Trek movie, I'm like, negative, Ghost Rider. It is not. I love Star Trek 5. I was going to say I love Ghost Rider, which is true. Alright, here we go. This came out, I'm trying to read small print. Maybe it says on the next page. Nope. Where does it say? Oh, there we go. April 1989. Alright. Okay. How's it looking in the frame? Pretty decent? I guess I should pause if you guys want to see. But not much going on there. Here's the communications page. I love reading the tiny stuff like this. You know what I mean? People talk about movies. I love hearing things like, "Oh, this movie's getting ready to be filmed," and you're like, "That new movie never happened." But you're like thinking to yourself, "Oh my gosh, I wish it would have got made." You know? Oh, we're gonna see George Takei. Where is he at? He's going to the Penn Harris Inn in Pennsylvania, April 9th. Don't miss it. Alright, media log. This is really talk about, yeah. It's just fun. Look at this. We're going to talk about, okay, watch this. You're going to laugh at this. He goes on to say that Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner compete with each other. Okay, got that. Right here. Where's that article at then? Oh, right here. I was on the wrong page. I apologize for that. Here's it. DC Shadow miniseries. Various agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as terminated in Marvel's recent S.H.I.E.L.D. miniseries. Isn't that funny? It's 1989. They're talking about doing Marvel miniseries and stuff like that. And now look at it. Marvel's a huge, 2023. Marvel's got a million TV shows and a million movies. But yeah, they're way back then they were talking about it. That's what I was trying to get at. Because I just glanced at that and saw that. Yep. Talking about James Bond. Probably License to Kill, but it's called License Revoked. It's now called License to Kill. You know, Wayne, I just love that stuff. That's what these magazines were for. This is like I said before the internet. So this is how you got your information. And you go to school, with all this knowledge. And back in the day, before the internet, I was Internet Movie Database. People would ask me a lot of questions. And for some reason, I actually remembered it. I love Star Trek 5. This is special effects is the only problem with it. And long story short, Industrial Lights and Magic, who does all the special effects for Star Wars, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, just name a special effects movie, Indiana Jones, they were busy in 1989 because there were so many movies coming out that they could not get to Star Trek 5. So they had to get a new special effects company to do Star Trek 5, and I'll have to admit, I agree with most people. The special effects are not good. I mean, they're pretty bad. So, I think if they had special effects, a really good special effects group, the movie would have been, no one would have complained about it. Because I love the movie. Wilford Brimley, who doesn't like him? I don't know this guy, but he looks really familiar to me. Is that his name? Jared Martin? Look him up. He looks really familiar. I think this is a War of the Worlds TV show or something. It's a miniseries. He looks really familiar. Oh, who knows him? Roddy McDowall. Well, everybody knows him. How you say her name? Daphne? Yeah, she was in tons of stuff in the 80s. Tons. Wasn't she on Melrose Place in the 90s? I can't remember. My brain's not. I remember from, oh my gosh, the Fly. Yeah, that's what they're talking to. Fly 2. She also did Spaceballs. Yep, there she is in Spaceballs. Is this in frame? I'm looking down, not paying attention. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, the Cocoon sequel. Ron Howard didn't come back. I don't know who directed the sequel. I don't think I ever saw the sequel. Now I think about it, I was just thinking about it, trying to think what. Yeah, no, I don't remember. Wow, this is like a place you could go, like a Star Trek. Oh, I was just talking about this recently. Well, it matters when I air this, right? So it might not have been recently at all. But I was talking about, I'm a huge fan of Diana Muldaur's character in Next Generation, and I kept trying to explain that she was in Star Trek, the original series, and here she is. They're talking about it in STARLOG. I didn't know that. This is awesome. And that's what I was talking about. So she was in the original series, and both times that she was in the original series, there she is in the Sherlock Holmes episode of the Next Generation. She was great. So there's nothing against her as an actress, or I just didn't like the way they wrote her character in Next Generation. That's all I was trying to say. Yeah, there she is in the other. She's blind in that, and actually her outfit let her see in a way where she can tell there's people in the room, and it was so cool. That was a great episode. There she is on Next Generation. But yeah, I'm glad this is if you see my other episodes, if you haven't, you don't even know what the heck I'm talking about, but. It's part of, I do Star Trek episodes where I'm going through the Star Trek, the official magazine. So, the STARLOG is a Star Trek magazine first, I think. Well, not really. I guess it started out. I think it did come out for the motion picture, 1979. I think that was and thanks to Star Wars, everybody was in a sci-fi mood. I mean, even James Bond went to space in the 70s because of Star Wars. So, this is a great episode too. Did I say that a lot? Yeah. But I love Star Trek, so I dwelled a little too long on that because it's Star Trek. There we go. Terry Gilliam's. Oh my gosh. That is... Okay, you probably never even heard of it, some people out there, because the movie bombed. Okay? But you have to check it out. It is crazy. If you've seen Terry Gilliam's Brazil, then there's no reason why you wouldn't like this, in my opinion. This is a great movie. Just audience. Yeah, it came out at a time where there's tons of movies out. It was just, and it just got buried, I think. And people weren't in the mood for, well, Terry Gilliam's brain. That's a weird one. So, but I love Terry Gilliam's brain. He could direct an orange juice commercial, and I'll be first in line to check it out. All right, more ads and stuff. More about the Baron. Yeah, just some great... Look how young. I don't know if you can see, because I don't know how great my camera is. That's Uma Thurman right there, folks. Oh yeah, Oliver Reed. The Quartermass Experiment. Ooh, those are good. I saw the movie. Which one was it? I think it was called The Quartermass Experiment and The Quartermass Pit. I have these on DVD. So these are highly recommended. The Quartermass stuff. I love it. Oh, yeah. Halloween 3. That was a good movie. I liked it. I know why everybody hated it at the time, because you can't title it Halloween 3 when the first two has, Michael Myers walking around a mask killing people. Then they go see Halloween 3 and there's no Michael Myers. I mean, yeah, it was just the title really hurt the movie. Oh, there's the novel. Oh, Peter David. He's great. I got all stuttery because I really know this guy. I read his comics. He did a great job. My favorite comics, Star Trek comics, are Peter David. Great novels. That's cool. I might have to read this article. I don't remember, you know, gosh, like I said, this has been in a box. You can feel it. It's been in a box forever. So, yeah, Peter David. How awesome is that? Yeah, great writer. Sinbad. What are they talking about? Some guy? Jerry the Giant Killer. What the? This looks interesting as well, doesn't it? Lon Chaney Jr., Boris Karloff. I do love Ray Harryhausen movies. My dad had them all, and I just watched them growing up, just like probably how he did. He grew up watching these movies as well, probably. So guarantee it. So there you go. I grew up watching them. He grew up watching them. I don't have any kids, so I can't pass it down. But my brother does. Maybe he's letting his kids watch them. I don't know. Ooh, Jonathan Frakes. There she is, Amanda Pays. She's very pretty. I guess you're talking about her newest movie, right? Yep, Leviathan. I don't know if that did well or not. I mean, it came out in '89, I think. And gosh, movies in '89. There's just too many movies. You know. Crazy year for movies, folks. I mean, look it up sometime on Internet Movie Database and see all the movies that came out in '89. You'll laugh. Hopefully there wasn't a glare the whole time. I'm trying my best to hold this down. I have a light. I have all the lights turned off except for one. And you have to have some light. You can't see the magazine at all in darkness. Oh yeah, Max Headroom. She was in Max Headroom. Yeah, Leviathan did remind me of Alien Underwater. It was a good movie, Leviathan. That's basically what it was. But highly recommended by me. Starbuck. I'm trying to say Starlog back issues. I'm not a very good talker, even though I talk a lot. Oh yeah, is that Down Under? The Rescuers Down Under? Yep. Oh, look at Harrison Ford. That's from Working Girl. What's he talking about here? Oh, they're talking about Indiana Jones' Last Crusade. The latest pulp adventure, directed by Steven Spielberg, is in post-production and scheduled for a Memorial Day release in 1989. This eagerly awaited sequel teams Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, with his father, Dr. Jones, played by Sean Connery. Skim. Spielberg promises that The Last Crusade tone will resemble the free-willing, fun-filled Raiders of the Lost Ark more than the dark and humorless Temple of Doom, which I love Temple of Doom. It's my favorite one, but Spielberg doesn't like it. That's fine by me. Ford concurs. Yes, happily so. This summer, genre fans can look forward to a trio of intriguing titled sequels. The Last of the Ghostbusters. Oh, they changed that title, didn't they? Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, and Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. Could this really be the final hurrah for everyone's favorite two-fisted archaeologist? Well, if there's anything I learned from Sean Connery, Harrison Ford smiles, it's to never say never again. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm glad I read that. Because, yeah, he's done two more. And that, and I think, not to be negative, but I think he should have just stayed with Last Crusade. That's just Jamie's opinion. Oh, a Leviathan poster at the end. How awesome is that? Yep, opens March 17th at a theater near you. Yep, what a great movie that was. Peter Weller, Richard Crenna, Amanda Pays, Daniel Stern, Ernie Hudson. Oh my goodness. That's a good director too. I think he directed a Rambo. I could be wrong. Oh, David Peoples and Jeb Stewart. Okay, Jeb Stewart, I could be wrong. He's a great screenwriter. I think he wrote like Speed and helped with Die Hard. I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. And David Peoples helped with Blade Runner. And he wrote Soldier with Kurt Russell. Again, this is just top of my head. You can tell me in the comments. Ooh, Jerry Goldsmith did the music. What the heck? No wonder it's a good movie. You can't go wrong with all those people. Alright, everybody. Do me a favor. Have a great day. check back with me. I have more stuff to show you. And thanks for spending time with me. I had a blast. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.